when you got a mother and son on a double date, there's where it always goes wrong. So the son jumps up, and Doug comes by me, and he goes, "Lynn, get Dean in the green room right now." And if you know anything about the punchline, the green room, if you're looking at the stage, the green room was on the left hand side. So I head back to the stage, and I get Dean in the green room.
Yeah.
And as I'm going back to the stage, the whole time, this woman's son is yelling at Dean, telling him he's going to kill this N-word.
And welcome back to another episode of True Stories from a Real Private Eye. I'm your host, Vinnie Coppola. With me, as always, is Lynn Lambdin, a real private investigator right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. We so appreciate it. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, we hope you enjoy this as much as we do. What do you got for us this week, Lynn?
Well, Vinnie, how are you this week, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing all right. Got a rough week coming up, but I'm gonna knuckle down and make it happen.
Well, Vinnie, this week I figured we'd talk about something that's not really in the scope of what I do, but I ended up in court.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of fun in this one.
Okay.
When I first got started in this business, I was moonlighting as a bartender.
Right, at the Punchline. That's where I met you.
Yeah, at the Punchline. And Dean Gaines was on stage.
Yeah.
And,
for those of you that don't know, the Punchline is a comedy club right here in Atlanta, Georgia. One of the first in the Southeast, as a matter of fact. And Dean Gaines is a very funny comedian.
And I have to tell you this because it's important to the story. But I wouldn't typically tell you this, but Dean Gaines is a black man.
Yeah.
But it's important to this story.
Okay.
Typically, it wouldn't make a difference, but to this story, it's very important.
Okay.
Dean Gaines is an extremely funny man, and he was on stage.
Oh, yeah. Very funny.
And Dean Gaines is kind of like Leonard Skinner when he comes to his comedy. He never missed a beat because he practiced it so much that he never missed a second. His timing was impeccable, or still is.
In the business, we call that being polished. Yeah.
He was extremely polished.
Yeah.
And just an impeccable human being and just an impeccable comedian. Just
one
a wonderful
person. One of the nicest guys out there. For
exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
So he was on stage and he was the headliner this night. And Doug Calloway was the manager at the time.
I remember.
And Doug was kind of a laid back man. He never did get excited about much. And Dean was on stage, and there was some rumbling started in the crowd. And when the rumbling starts and doesn't stop, it's never good.
Yeah.
And Doug comes around and he says, "Lynn, get ready. It's we're going to have to get some people out of here."
He said that from the stage?
No. Doug.
Oh, Doug said that.
Doug said that.
Yeah.
Because there's this couple in the crowd kind of heckling Dean.
Yeah.
And they keep yelling derogatory comments at him. They keep calling him the N-word.
Oh my God.
And Dean keeps letting it just go by, and he doesn't say much. He just kind of keeps it. Dean just keeps going on because he's a professional. Dean is a professional,
consummate professional,
and he just keeps letting it go by. He never says a word, but they keep yelling at these two people. They were 4 people in the party, but 2 of them keeps yelling at him, and it was mainly a woman. Just keeps yelling at him. So. Doug says, "Lynn, get ready. We're going to have to get them out of here." So it was me and a couple of other people. I don't remember who all was with me, but it was several of us. So all of a sudden, Dean fires back at this woman. He says to this woman, "Ma'am, you're the reason men suck dick today."
Yeah.
And that's a quote.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And this woman didn't understand what he said.
Yeah, of course not. But the
And
crowd, I bet the crowd went nuts.
the crowd went nuts because the crowd wanted them out of there.
Of course, yeah. And
And
it's a funny line.
and it's a very funny line. And the guy that was with her, or well, one of the guys, it was 2 women and 2 men. They were on a double date.
Yeah.
And we later found out that it was a mother and son on a double date.
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, hey. God bless them.
When you got a mother and son on a double date,
Yeah.
there's where it always goes wrong.
Yeah.
So the son jumps up, and Doug comes by me, and he goes, "Lynn, get Dean in the green room right now." And if you know anything about the punchline, the green room, if you're looking at the stage, the green room was on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So
it was a door right on stage, led right to the green room. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're on the stage, you would exit stage right.
Yeah.
So I head back to the stage, and I get Dean in the green room.
Yeah.
And as I'm going back to the stage, the whole time, this woman's son is yelling at Dean, telling him he's going to kill this N-word, and saying, "You don't tell my mama she sucks D."
Oh, God.
That's how I knew they didn't understand what Dean said.
Yeah.
That's not what Dean said.
No, it's not what Dean said. Yeah.
Dean said, "You're the reason men suck D."
Yeah.
That's what Dean said.
Yeah. Oh, my God. They were probably drunk and ignorant. I mean, they were probably ignorant, but the drunk made them worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I get Dean in the green room, and when I get Dean in the green room, I'm standing outside the door trying to fend them off.
Yeah.
Well, now they figured out where Dean's at.
Yeah.
And he wants to come in the green room. So me and whoever else there is helping me keep them fended off. And Doug has called the police. So we get the police out there. So we go out front, and the police is trying to get everything sorted out. And so the owner, Ron, says, "Well, we don't want anybody arrested. We just want them to go on, and we just let the show go on, and just let it." And by this time the show's over, and Dean's inside, and the police are there, and we're just trying to get everything sorted out. And now this is where it should have ended, and you would think that it's over.
Yeah.
But
hey,
no.
That's like a free pass. Okay, this guy was disrupting. This man and this woman were disrupting a show. They were being loud and drunk in public. They were being confrontational. They were threatening, and now they're getting a free pass. Hey, just let them go. All right, we don't want no one arrested. You should just take that. Take it.
Take it. Go home.
Yeah, take it and go home.
So, and this was kind of a, this is Ron always just said, just let them go. We don't want to arrest anybody because we don't want to end up in court. Just let them go.
Yeah.
So this woman would not stop for nothing. And the police is telling her to go home, go home, go home. So this woman, it's me and the police officer and me and both police officers are standing here. It's a female police officer and a male police officer. This woman walks over to me, and she puts her finger in my chest.
Uh-oh.
I reach out, and I grab her finger, and I squeeze her finger.
Yeah.
And when I squeeze her finger, she done like this. She went whop. And I just held my hand tight.
Oh, no.
And you could hear her finger snap.
Oh, shit.
And the cop looked over at me, and he said, "That's going to hurt in the morning."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, "The sad part is she's too drunk and coked up to realize that it's broke." And Vinnie, her finger, she kept pointing it at me and swinging it, and her finger was pointing back.
Yeah.
Like this, and just bouncing.
Ugh.
And the cop said, "I've had all I can take."
Yeah.
He said, "She's going to jail now, her and her dumbass son."
Yeah. Oh, God.
And he said, "I don't care what they say about arresting." He goes, "I don't care what the owner says about not wanting to press charges." He says, "I'm going to press charge now."
Yeah. I like
and
this.
And I said, does this mean that you're going to give me a subpoena to come to court? He
Yeah.
said, yep. He said, you're all getting a subpoena.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he put handcuffs on this woman and her finger pointing almost 90-degree backward and just flopping around, and put her in the back of the cop car and her just sitting on it, waving back and forth. And I couldn't help but go get my shot in. So I walked over to her and I said, how's your finger?
Oh, God. Lynn.
And she going, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Had no clue, had no earthly idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, you're right. Or the cop's right. Drunk and coke.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they took him to jail.
This episode is brought to you by Simple Funding LLC. For all of your pre-settlement funding needs, contact Simple Funding LLC to receive your money promptly. They're a customer-centric legal funding company that provides exceptional funding solutions at affordable rates. Simple Funding covers a diverse range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, worker compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and more. They recognize that life goes on and you need to access your funds immediately, which is why they offer clients a swift and efficient process with minimal documentation requirements. For more information, visit simplefundingllc.com or contact them directly at 678-855-6232.
So a few months later, I got my subpoena.
Yeah.
And we went to court and had a trial. And they had him for several, drunk and disorderly, and disobeying the order of a police officer. I mean, he wrote him for everything he could. He wrote him, for everything he could.
Yeah.
And he got him, for everything.
Yeah.
And
well, they should have shut up and left.
Well, Vinnie, we were out there for 30 minutes, and the police begging them to go home.
Yeah.
And the police even said, "I will call you a taxi."
Yeah.
I will call you a taxi.
Yeah.
And here's the funny part. Dean never came out and made any wise comments.
Right.
He never came out and never egged it on one time.
All right. That's the type of guy he is.
See, if it had been me, I'd have stuck my head out and have said something.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have said something to egg it on if it had been me and seen him still out there after I'd got off stage and it would have been all done and over with. I would have had to say something.
Yeah, for sure.
But he never said a word.
No.
He he just he went on. But we went to court, and they wanted to have a trial. They wanted to go to court and have a trial, but right before the trial started, they pled guilty. And
they pled out.
Yeah, they pled out. They pled guilty.
Okay.
And the judge didn't give them any jail time, but he gave them all kinds of fines and probations. And they both got like 18 months probation and jail. All kinds of fines they had to pay and everything. It was just ridiculous for a drunken night out.
Right.
And I wanted to ask, but I never did, but I always wanted to ask, why would you go on a double date with your mother?
Yeah. Yeah. Really?
What would possess you to go on a double date with your mother?
Yeah.
And what would possess you to do coke with your mother?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That family right there is a great family for a therapist right there to analyze right there.
Well,
what's going on in that family?
Yeah.
Look, man, there is a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it. If you have the type of relationship with your mother that, close, but, doing drugs and getting drunk with your mother, I don't know. I suppose it's a right way to do that too, but whatever this way is, it wasn't it.
I don't know, Vinny.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink with my mother or anything else for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drink to get drunk. I mean, party, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love my mother, I love hanging out with my mom. I love talking to my mom, sitting with my mom, but
Of
getting drunk,
course.
it could never come up. Never. Hey, Mom, you want to knock a couple back? I just wouldn't,
Mom, I got some Coke in my pocket, and they tell me it's some good stuff. You want to
Yeah,
go out? You want to go out and go to jail tonight?
yeah, yeah. Let's go see a comedy show and yell at the comedians. Yeah. But here, first, do this bump first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, he's
Yeah.
black.
Yeah. Wait, the mom and the dad?
No, the
I
comedian.
mean, the mom and the son. No, not the mom and the son.
No. They were white.
Yeah, for sure.
They were obviously the most racist bunch of people that you'd ever met.
I mean, it's one thing to be racist, okay? It's another thing entirely to be racist and to be racist in public. To scream out that shit. I mean, that's like a whole other level of racist.
Well, that's a whole nother level of racist with 290 people in there.
Yeah.
270,
I'm
whatever
surprised.
it was.
See, something like that could not happen now. Only because now there would be people, I mean, and I'm sure that kind of racism still exists in people. I'm sure it does. But to yell the N-word out in public at someone performing on a stage, that would have got shot down immediately by somebody in that audience. Somebody in that audience would have shut that down.
Well,
you would have never had to have gotten involved.
And well, when it started, we got involved immediately. But before we could get involved, Dean shot back.
Yeah, with that insult.
But you can't blame Dean because Dean was only doing what a comedian's supposed to do.
Dude, listen, from what you're telling me, he endured way more than I would have.
Well, he endured. Listen, Vinnie, I worked there for 17 years.
Yeah.
Dean endured more than most, and he done it in a very professional, funny, comic way.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it in a way that should have invoked that type of fight and response.
Right.
And the response he got wasn't even the right response. They didn't even know what Dean said.
Yeah. The reason they were so mad was because the audience laughed so hard, I bet.
Yes.
They're like we just got insulted and we don't know what he even said.
Exactly. Yeah, they had no idea what he said.
Yeah, they misinterpreted it. But the thing is they got their feelings hurt. They got in, they're there trying to belittle this guy on stage, and this guy just slapped him down hard. He basically nuked him, is what he did.
And when he said it, Vinny, the crowd erupted in a 5-minute applause because the crowd wanted them out of there anyway.
Right. And they were waiting to see Dean Gaines defend himself, and he did it in the most awesome way.
Yeah.
And it's that should have been the end of it, I mean,
that should have been the end of it.
They should have skulked away in shame. And just sat in the dark, drinking their drinks and doing their Coke and just shutting up.
Yep. But yet they thought they were still going to get the better of him.
Yep.
And they lost that round too.
They lost that round too, and then they woke up in jail, and I bet you they were embarrassed as hell and in pain. That woman was in pain with a broken finger.
Well, I doubt that they were embarrassed because they were too stupid to be embarrassed.
That's for sure.
And here's the sad part about it. To call Dean Gaines any name is so disrespectful and hurtful because he is the nicest individual you'll ever meet in your life.
Nice and funny, yeah.
And if you met Dean Gaines on the street and told him you were hungry, he'd buy you food.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't care who you were; he'd buy you food.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. Yeah.
He's such a nice guy. So to disrespect him that way, is just is just uncalled for, unnecessary. He's the nicest man you'll ever meet in your life.
For sure. For sure.
And
Yeah.
and you know how comedians get not all comedians, but some comedians will have success and they get the big head. Dean was never that way.
Oh, I know.
I know I've known Dean since his early career, and Dean was um, uh, never that way. Dean was always just the most
Grounded.
humble,
Very grounded.
very grounded, most humble. I
Yeah.
tell you, I suffer with migraine headaches, and I was bartending one night, and I was propped up against the wall because we was having a slow period, and Dean comes through and he says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, Dean," I said, "I'm just suffering with these migraine headaches." And he said, "Let me show you a secret I learned." And he showed me a pressure point, and he took 15 minutes to show me a pressure point and to explain to me how and why it works and what he knew about it. And just he went above and beyond where most people would have just said, "Oh, huh, sucks for you,"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure.
you know.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, this is not when Dean was coming through as a new feature act, middle act. Dean was a headliner, making the big bucks.
Yeah.
And Dean takes 15, 20 minutes to school me in pressure points and how they worked and why they worked. And until this day, when I get these migraines, these blinding migraines, I still use that pressure point that Dean Gaines took the time to school me about.
Wow. That's
And
great.
I just thought that was very, very nice of Dean to do.
Yeah.
Some things, some things people do make an impression on you that last a lifetime, and that was one of the things that Dean done that made an impression on me that last a lifetime.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, Dean, as you see Dean in public, and and the way he speaks, and his mannerisms and his demeanor, it mystifies me that anybody would want to be so hateful towards him, because he is such a nice guy, and he's just a low profile, and then he gets on stage and he's like hilarious. It's how can you not like the guy? And these people were being hateful to him. I mean, that's a whole other level of racism and stupidity and hatefulness, and then to be in public and just to be on display and having no shame about being that way. It's that's just the bottom of the barrel. Those type of people.
That's the bottom of the barrel, Vinny. That is that. See, that's why I wish that these guys would have went on trial, because I would have liked to testify, because I would have liked to explain to the judge what pieces of trash these people were.
Did you see them in the courtroom?
Yeah, they were in the courtroom. Yeah, I seen them in the courtroom.
And they saw you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And did they look normal, or did they still look like redneck pieces of trash?
They still look like redneck pieces of trash.
Okay, so
they still had their their redneck clothing. You know how you can just look at them and see, and just they didn't come dressed up. They didn't have a suit and tie on. He didn't.
They didn't respect the court.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, when they found out what they were facing, they were probably facing jail time.
If it would have went to court and they would have been convicted, they could have gotten probably 5 years. I think that everything they were charged with was misdemeanors.
Yeah.
So they could have got a year for each charge, and I think they were charged with 5 or 6 charges apiece.
Yeah.
So each charge could have got a year in jail. So they could have got 5 or 6 years for each. And the judge could have either said it's going to run concurrent or consecutive.
Yeah.
So they could have either done 1 year in jail or back to back to back to back.
This episode is brought to you by the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates, voted the best law firm by the American Institute of Trial Lawyers. When life hits you hard with a serious injury, don't let insurance companies hit you harder with lowball offers and endless runaround. You deserve justice. You deserve compensation. You deserve to win. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates have a high-powered legal team with a nationwide reach and the highest rating on the National Attorney Rating Service. Trial Magazine calls them one of the most influential law firms in America. They win big. Big results at trial court, appeals court, the state Supreme Court, and are recognized as award-winning litigators of the year. The accident attorneys of Monge and Associates handle everything so you can heal. Don't face this battle alone. The aftermath of an accident is traumatic enough. Medical bills pile up, pain overwhelms, emotions run high, and that's where they step in to shoulder the legal fight while you focus on what truly matters. Your recovery. They are the first law firm to offer a bigger settlement guarantee. If they can't beat the amount of your current settlement with a bigger settlement offer, your legal fees are free. Ready to win your case? Find out in one phone call if you have a case and how much your case is really worth. Call the accident attorneys of Monge and Associates today at 1-888-477-0597 or visit them online at becauseyouwanttowin.com.
Do they have a public defender, or do they have a lawyer that they
I don't know if their attorney was court appointed or was paid for. I don't know which. I have no clue.
I'm going to go ahead and make a guess that it was the public defender.
I would just about bet you money that it was a public defender, because I'd bet their money was spent on drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they got money to buy drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, but can't afford an attorney.
But that's where it goes. That's where it all goes.
Yeah.
Hey,
but,
I wonder if the relationships worked out. They were on those double dates. I wonder how.
Yeah, probably.
They certainly didn't make a good impression that night.
No. But I'll tell you, the prosecutor called me and went over my testimony 2 or 3 different times before the court date.
Yeah.
The prosecutor was expecting it to go to trial.
Yeah.
So they called me and asked me. I mean, they asked me probably 20, 25 questions 2 or 3 different times. So they were expecting it to go to court.
Yeah.
So but they wasn't expecting them to plea out, and then it come right down to the final few minutes before court, and they plead out. They took the plea deal.
Yeah. Well,
so
wise, very wise. It's probably the wisest decision they've ever made.
Probably.
The smartest thing they've ever decided. That's the smartest decision they've ever made. Yeah.
Well, I know double dating with your mother wasn't the wisest decision they'd ever made.
That's for sure.
Vinnie, I will never forget the sound of that pop.
Yeah.
When that finger broke. I'll never forget that sound.
Yeah.
I will never forget that sound.
Yeah.
I've heard
it. You know what that reminds me of? This is before this is like what? This is like, must have been the earlier mid 2000s. I went out, I was barefoot. I walked out into my garage to get something. I was walking back inside, and there's a step to come up into my my house. And for some reason, I didn't pick my foot up all the way, and I bent my pinky toe back like this, and I heard this little pop like that. And it was just the loudest little pop, and I was like, I think I just broke my toe, and it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt, and my toe looked fine. But the next day, bro, I was having trouble walking for at least a week, and the doctor said, "There's nothing we can do about it. What are you going to put a cast on that little thing? You know, it looks fine. Just let it heal. It'll be fine."
Well, this finger wasn't fine, because it was when she was slinging it at me like this, it was pointing back this way, and it was just flopping around.
She didn't even feel that when she had that finger whipping around inside of her skin.
No, didn't even feel it. And when I was holding her finger like this, and she whipped that hand down and it popped, that male cop just went, "Ooh, that's going to hurt tomorrow."
That's great. That's got to hurt tomorrow. Yeah.
He knew it. He knew it right at that second. He was standing there. And when she walked up to me and started poking me in the chest, and I reached out and grabbed her finger like this, he never said a word. He never moved. He was just standing there with his hands in his pocket. When she whipped it down, all anything he said was, "Boom." He goes, "That's going to hurt tomorrow."
Yeah. What was she yelling at you as she was pointing at you?
She was cussing me out and telling me that what a piece of trash I was, and all this other stuff. And then the cop finally told her, he goes, "Ma'am, I've told you that it was time to go home. Now you're under arrest." He said they asked you to that they wasn't going to file charges. He goes, "Now I'm filing charges."
Yeah.
He said it's not their decision anymore. He said, "Now you're going to jail."
Yeah.
And he wrestled her in the car. She fought him all the way, and he wrestled in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course her son was, now the two that they were on dates with didn't get arrested.
Yeah.
They just kind of sneaked off into the dark. They didn't.
Yeah.
They wasn't interested in fighting. They had no
fighting. They had seen enough at that point.
I guess
we're not getting involved with this family. That's for sure.
Exactly. They said, "I'll tell you what. Let's me and you go over here and have a drink together. Let's forget about these."
Right.
Yeah.
And they lived happily ever after. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have had anything to do with them.
No.
That's a little much for me, Vinny.
It's a little much for me too. I wonder if when they met, they all met up together, or they drove over together, whatever. They're like, we're going out with your mother.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, "We're going with your son."
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If I showed up and I'm going, that's your mother? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah, I'm not going on a double date with your mother.
Yeah. How do you? I wouldn't know how to act.
I wouldn't either.
What's the protocol on that? I don't know. What is the etiquette? I don't even know. There's no book.
What do you do? What do you say?
Yeah. Put your arm around your date in front of your mother, and I don't know. I don't know. Or I don't know. You've seen this man with your mother. It's not your dad. And you go, what? Hey, listen. It takes all types in this world.
It takes all types.
It takes all types, and I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just I've never heard of it. I'm sure it happens, and I'm sure there's a right way to do it. Okay, but these people, they didn't have the right way.
Vinny, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up.
No.
And next time you see Dean, ask him if he remembers that.
I will.
Ask him if he remembers it.
I will. That's funny.
Yeah. I bet he remembers it. I guarantee you. I guarantee you he remembers it, because him and I laughed about it for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
He would make a comment about it.
Yeah.
When because I always work the back bar at the Punchline. If you know anything about the back bar, most people call it the service bar.
Yeah.
I worked the service bar.
Yeah.
And when he would come by the service bar, he would have to walk behind me to get onto the stage, to walk out to go onto the stage.
I remember.
And he would always make a comment when he would walk behind me. He would say something about it, and we would just chuckle.
Yeah.
It was just for years he would do it, for many, many years. It was just a funny, just one of those funny, or he would come by and I would say, "Don't start another fight, Dean. I just don't feel like dragging you out of here tonight."
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to go to court again for you.
Yeah. You
he didn't get a subpoena or nothing. He wasn't.
I don't know if he got one or not. He didn't show up for court. He probably didn't get one.
Yeah.
Mainly because he probably didn't give him his information.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't out there with the police, and we didn't give him his name.
Yeah. Because after Ron said, no, we don't want to press charges, that kind of pretty much releases Dean.
Well,
all the stuff that made them go to jail and court happened outside. So yeah,
and we, anytime something like that happened, you always try to protect the comedians.
Yeah.
especially if it was something a comedian said, because
Yeah.
they don't live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Most of them are touring,
Yeah.
and they're from out of state, and you don't want to drag them back into state just to go to court,
Yeah.
especially if the court is on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when they're traveling.
Yeah.
You don't want them to have to cancel a show or something. So, you don't give them that information,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was, it was a mess, Vinny. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny,
Yeah.
and we still laugh, even when the cops were driving them off, we were laughing at them,
Yeah.
It was, it's just one of those, eventful nights that.
Another great night at the Punchline.
Another great night at the. We had a few of them. Not,
For sure.
Most of them were pretty uneventful, but we had a few eventful nights, and
Yeah.
but that was. But there was one New Year's Eve that we were serving our continental breakfast right before midnight, and some a-hole that I had served a few days before tried to pick a fight with me.
Oh God.
We'll talk about that story some other time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd served him 4 or 5 days before, and he tried to pick a fight with me.
All right. Did he know where to find you, or he just happened to bump into you?
He just happened to be at the show.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely talk about that one. Hey, if you like stand-up comedy and goofball videos, check me out online. My website is vinnie.com, www.vinnie.com. All the links to all my social media is there. If you are trying to find someone, if you need to serve someone papers, if you need to surveil someone who you think might be doing something not on the line, Lynn Lambdin is the best, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me your website.
Or if you're just trying to find a long-lost friend or relative,
Yeah.
we can find those for you, too. You can find me at www.lwias.com, www.as.com.
Yes, and thank you, Simple Funding and the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates for sponsoring this episode. We so appreciate both of those so much. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you next week.